Good afternoon. Welcome to Richland Rotary on a nice, bright, sunny day. We have a little bit of Rotary business to get out of the way, and then I'm going to turn it over to Scott. First of all, today is February the 23rd. That day doesn't mean to a lot of people, but today is the 111th anniversary of Richland Rotary, or Rotary International. Not us, no. And real quick for Richland Rotarians, Madeline Brown's service is going to be held on Saturday, the 28th at 1 p.m. at Shalom UCC. And Kayla, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Jan, so you're on your way up here for the invocation.
Gracious God, we give you thanks for the chance to celebrate an entrepreneurial spirit, knowing that the freedom to provide the space for creativity is part of the strength of our country and part of what we try to foster in Rotary around the world. We thank you for the food that nourishes our fellowship and our celebration today. Keep us always mindful of those who need to hear what freedom can do for them. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jan. Okay, without further ado, Scott Keller.
Thanks, Larry. Can we sit down? Yeah, sit down.
No.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Scott Keller. I'm the Executive Director of the Port of Benton. I've been there for 26 years, and this is one of the fun things that I do. And first of all, I want to thank Ian Napier and the Red Lion for putting together a real good spread. Ian, stand up, would you please? Stand up. And I want to thank my bosses, the three port commissioners, Bob Larson. Stand up, Bob. Jane Haggerty. And Roy Keck, who just got back from Daytona. So, let's give him a little bit of a hassle here. And let's see. I want to thank my co-host, Diane Howard, right back here. We were going to have, go ahead. Give her a clap. If we have time, we're going to have a roving mic, go around, talk to a few people, but we have 11 nominees, so we may be rocking and rolling through this thing. Go ahead, Diane.
And that's probably a pretty good thing, since today I've got still have my cold hanging on, so I don't want to hack everybody out of the room.
Good deal, Di. Okay, we have Sam Volpentest, who will be our Sammy host today. Sam. And I want to give a big applause for Veronica Montez. She's not here today. She had a death in the family, and the funeral's tomorrow, and we just want to wish her all the best, our prayers. Give her a big clap. Okay. She's basically the event coordinator. She spent a lot of time putting this thing together at the port, and of course I can't forget our marketing guy, Wally Williams. Wally, stand up. Wally put together, I think he's done a great job with these brochures, these pamphlets, color, nice, they're readable, and we're really happy to have Wally on board. He took over after Jan Jackson, who is retired, and he's on the committee also. Jan, stand up. Retired Jan Jackson. Other committee members, Robin Conger. Robin, are you here? I didn't see her. Okay, there you are. Okay. Jean Dillner, stand up, Jean, with sign. Robin's with PNNL. I want you guys to remain standing, because you guys are really the ones who did all the work along with Veronica. I did mention Jan Jackson, who is retired. Jan, stand up, please. Lori Matson with the chamber. What?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did.
No, my staff did.
Lisa Nelson with the chamber. Lisa. Gary Spanner with PNNL. Gary, I saw you. How you doing? Really good. And Gary White with Tridec. And he also has Kayla Pratt and Tracy Zhao with him from Tridec. Why don't you give him a big hand? Okay. we're going to get started because we've got 11 nominees this year, and they're all awesome. And the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in the Tri-Cities, and these people will tell you why. And they're from all parts of the area, all types of businesses, and we're really proud to have them here and to acknowledge them today. Anyway, well, let's start with Elite Chiropractic and Massage, Marshall Matthews. Marshall, would you come on up, please? Give him a hand. Marshall, tell us a little bit about your company, and it's a couple years old, and what you're planning. You got 10, 12 employees. You're doing really good. It's your mic.
All right, we opened our office 4 years ago next month. We started with 3 massage therapists, and now we have 7. So we've grown over the last 4 years. We have 3 doctors, Dr. Mark Brown, my partner, who couldn't be here today. He's a little ill, so if you know him, razzle him, give him a hard time. Let's see, we have Dr. Jared Howell. He's also a doctor in our office. Like I said, we've been there for 4 years. We are the official chiropractors of the Tri-City Americans.
All right.
So if we can fix a hockey player, we can fix anybody, right?
You bet.
Even somebody with old college basketball.
Oh, he caught me on it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was. Is the other doctor? Has he got a bad back or? Sore?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be sad, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would be. Anyway, he already hit me on it. I got 5 years of college basketball behind me, and I'm turned 60 last year. I'm starting to catch up. Would some massage therapy be good for me? And the main question is, will Obamacare pay for it?
Without a doubt, massage therapy would be good for you, Scott.
Okay.
Like I said, I have 7 therapists. They could help you out. We even do take Medicare, so just know that for the future. Yeah. You said the magic word 60, so you got 5 years to go.
I got it.
But I could see a few out there who could benefit from that, so keep us in mind.
Thank you, Marshall. Hey, congratulations. We're proud to have you here. Keep growing, man.
Thanks
That's
a lot.
awesome.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Give him a hand. Okay, the next nominee, who I know pretty well from a previous company that he owned, David McKay with Wave 7. David, please come on up. I've known David for quite a while. He had an airplane out at the Richland Airport. The guy flies the Mooney from Tri-Cities to LA often, like 1,700 some odd hours of behind the stick or the yoke, whatever. I guess the Mooney has a yoke. I'm just really happy that you got something else going here, and why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So, January 2013, we spun off a company from another company called Concept Systems, which is a very large system integrator. They're involved with manufacturing, control, and automation. And that company is called Wave 7. And what we do is we manage assets remotely. So, you've probably heard a little bit about big data and the Internet of Things and that type of stuff. And what we do is for companies with manufacturing assets or large transportation assets, metals, mining, minerals, and that kind of stuff. We use the Internet of Things to collect data off those machines, and we drive it up into the cloud over cellular and Wi-Fi, and we turn that into information that goes down to a smartphone. So you can actually look at your smartphone and tell exactly what's happening to your manufacturing plant or your big piece of machinery anywhere in the world. And we've been doing that now for the last couple of years. We started out with just myself, and now we're at right around 10 people, and we're expecting to add another 5 to 10 before the end of the year. So things are going well.
And Marshall works on horizontal type people, you know. You mentioned vertical market. What's vertical market?
So we're involved with aerospace manufacturing and food and bev, and also with metals, mining, and minerals, those type of verticals.
Great. David, it's always a pleasure. You're a great guy. Let me get you your plaque here. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Way to go.
All right.
Give him a hand. Hey, Di, we might, when you want to talk to, do you want to do something yet or after the 5th? Okay, we can go. Okay, our next nominee, Ty Mulholland with Wildland. Ty, come on up. It's another software company. I know Wildlands Reclamation, which I think they do some remediation of grounds and hydroseeding and stuff like that. So you just did Wildland.
Correct.
Good for you. Tell us about your company.
Absolutely. We are an agile software agency. We have a team of 9. We're one of the fastest growing software agencies in the Tri-Cities currently. We started as kind of the main inhabitants of Fuse Co-working, grew from a team of 2 to a team of 9 in the last year. So we do everything from web applications to software applications and database applications. So anything you need in the tech world.
You're a young man, and you guys use different terminology that we use, us old 60-year-olds, you know, that are on Medicare almost. Meetup. What can you tell me what meetup means? I mean, I kind of get it, but you know, and everybody else probably get it, but you know, why don't you give us a kind of a definition, because I don't really know exactly.
So what you don't realize is in the Tri-Cities is actually a very fast-growing community of technology professionals, design professionals, and computer professionals. And one of the things that we do is we collaborate meetups, which are just organized meetups of different subject matters. So a lot of this started out as things like Room to Think co-working or the Collaborative or Doc Type Society, which were all meetups of just people that met and we're interested in the same type of technology or the same type of subject matter. And out of that, we've grown multiple companies, multiple products, and we're really seeing this as kind of we call it the Silicon Valley of Washington. And we really see that there's a lot of tech startups happening here, and it's very, very exciting right now.
I think it's really cool, and I think what you're doing, you've got Lamb Weston as maybe as one of
our old clients, yes.
One of your old clients, okay. Mm-hmm. And so you've helped some large companies as well as small. Well, correct. Congratulations, and we're really proud to have you in our community, and keep growing, man, because that's what it's all about. And it is the Silicon Valley of Washington State.
Thank you so much.
I was just down there. It's not what it's all popped up to be, let me tell you that right now. Talking to some of the employees down at Silicon Valley, they don't know whether they have a job or not every other year. Okay, our next, and I know Jerry too. Jerry, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. Percheron Power, Jerry Stralson. I've known Jerry for quite a while. P&L, I think he was with P&L, and you have some patents, I think. You're a pretty smart guy. And I think,
I think I'm being set up here.
Or not? Were you with Mid-Columbia Engineering for a while?
I've worked with them.
Okay, you're like a contractor. Okay. Yeah. Well, tell us what, Percheron is a horse. I know that, but, you know,
well, that's
Power. You gotta use that.
Sharon Atkin came up with that name. We wanted to focus on alternate energy and on the forms of energy that could be deployed relatively early. And so she came up with the name Percheron Power, harnessing energy for the future. And so that's why we call it Percheron Power. But we've been focused on low-head hydropower production. And the reason we focus on that is it's really a great resource which is largely untapped because of economic reasons. We started some time back. We're working on a plant in Montrose that uses the Archimedes screw technology. And what we learned during the process of development of that is, first, there's been a couple of hundred of these already deployed in Europe. They're a favorite environmental technology because they're 99.9% fish friendly. But they're largely fabricated by steel, conventional old steel fabrication technologies, which constrains the shape and some of the other aspects of the technology. For the units we're putting in Montrose, 25% of the cost is in the form of transportation to move these. So we thought there'd be a great opportunity for the development of manufacturing these turbines in a modular form and using composites technology so that we could get any shape that we can. So we've been very pleased to have the support of PNNL, where they are looking at using some advanced computational fluid dynamics technologies to help us understand how to further improve on these things with the shape.
You mentioned carbon fiber. Fiberglass, is it lighter? Is it stronger? Or why do you use that?
Well, several reasons. One, we believe that we can manufacture these cheaper with fiberglass technology. We're working with Hurdle Endy Research Associates in West Richland in terms of fabrication technologies. As I mentioned, PNNL has been helping us in fluid dynamics, and we're working with JUB engineers in terms of doing the civil works, and also with Mid-Columbia Engineering in terms of some of the mechanical designs.
So you're using a lot of companies around here for your efforts. Thank you, Jerry, and congratulations. I'm proud to know you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy. Thank you very much. Good job, Jerry. Okay, number 5, Champion Technology Company. Ryan. Now, Ryan, I blew the Holheimer. I got it now. I got it. Holheimer. Sorry, I knew I was going to blow that. Come up and tell us about your company. Laboratories, Enterprise Systems. I'll let you talk about it for a little while, and then I'm going to think.
Okay, that sounds good. So, Champion Technology Company. I worked at Pacific Northwest National Lab for nearly 20 years. While at the lab, we invented some software, which was Battelle patented. And approximately 2 years ago, we licensed that technology and spun off Champion Technology Company. So there's a very, very close relationship between Pacific Northwest National Lab and Champion Technology Company. It's in the area of, again, it's software, and it's rooted in the semantic technologies, really in artificial intelligence. That's where my interest was, and that's what it's born out of. But we applied that technology in our first vertical market. We just heard about vertical markets. Our first vertical market is in cybersecurity. So how many of us recently have opened the newspaper and found that there's yet another breach? So that's the problem space that we're trying to address, is helping enterprises address the issue of keeping our data, our money, our networks secure and safe from the bad guys.
Are you saying it's kind of got a mind of its own type thing, or it can kind of think itself?
No.
So we're not looking at a Terminator.
We're not looking at Skynet, no. Our first product, the premier product that we've got going, we call it Darklight. So one of our angel investors, when I first went to meet him in LA, I guess it was San Diego, I walked into his office. He was the founder of another software company called ServiceNow, very, very, very large company. So I went into his office, I explained to him what the concept was, and he said, at the end of that, we have to make a company out of this. And so he was our first angel investor. But what I didn't know at the time, I went down to meet him, and he was wearing a polo shirt with his company name above the pocket. And he called it his uniform. And so shortly after we got started here, all of our guys, we're up to about 10, 11 employees now. We're over by the Richland Airport. We've all got the polo shirts now, the company uniform. So it's not Skynet, it's a Darklight. That's the name of our first product for cybersecurity.
Move over here. I don't want you stepping on. Well, you mentioned the term harden the code. What does that mean?
The wonderful thing about our code base is that it was originated at the lab as cutting edge research and technology. It was great, cutting edge, unique, innovative. We won the R&D 100 award last year, so really unique technology. But we needed to take that research grade code and harden it to make it robust enough to be able to stand the rigor in a commercial environment. So that's what we meant.
Ryan, thanks so much. I've learned a lot. Wait a minute. Don't go. You got to plaque. Don't trip. Okay. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you. It was very interesting. I'm from Montana. I'm not used to these big words, so
You went to school at the Harvard of the West.
Yes,
You're just
I
fine,
did.
sir. You're just fine. Probably our newest Sammy Award winners and one of my favorite, who I'm going to ask to come around here so that the camera can see him, Mr. Rich Fopel. Rich, we're going to have you stand this way.
Which way?
Turn away.
Okay.
Stand. Pose.
Okay.
Stand.
Holy moly.
Stay close to me,
Okay.
Mike. All right, we're good. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
Tell us what's going on with Columbia Industries.
Well, we're not doing a whole lot. No, I'm just kidding you. We're doing a lot. Our community center program's up to 67 members that participate throughout the day. We had launched our information management, our records storage facility about 1.5 years ago. We now offer digital imaging services as well. We've got a couple other irons in the fire that I can't really comment on right now, but you may be hearing some news in the next 3 months. Probably the big challenge is the state of Washington, in their infinite wisdom, thinks that everybody with a disability should be working in a competitive community-based job. And while that sounds good, and I certainly support that opportunity, the reality is for people with significant disabilities, that's probably not going to happen.
Right.
And they're looking to defund sheltered workshops in the next 2.5 years. And so I've been spending a little bit of time in Olympia. Our delegation's been very supportive. They get it. But the West Siders, unfortunately, don't get it. They drank the Kool-Aid, and, so anyway.
Well, Rich, we always appreciate everything that you do and always sticking up for the little guy and especially those in need. Thank you for everything always, and anything we can do to be supportive to you, please let us know.
No, thanks. We appreciate the support from the community. And I just want to mention last year was February when I got this award. And I had just finished reading Mark's book, Community Godfather. And Sam, you weren't here, but I had the fortune of knowing your father. And so it was just kind of apropos, I guess, that I just read the book, and Diane, and was able to get the award. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate your support.
Thank you, Rich.
All righty. Di, you might want to pick on a couple more people.
Got it.
After this one, or you want to do it now?
After this one.
Okay. Number 6, Justin Kasparek. Justin, come here. I met him earlier, young man. I got some questions for you. JMK Tech. I'll wait, though, until you do some explaining first. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Go for it.
All right, so my name is Justin. I am founder of JMK Tech. We're a local IT services company, mostly in the managed services. So instead of having 1-2 people on staff to do your IT, you can hire us, and we have 5 people that can help you do your IT, plus a lot of community connections. We pride ourselves in being very customer service oriented, customer service focused. So we believe that you should be empowered to use technology. You should enjoy the use of your technology. And so we help train you, help kind of explain technology to you, so when you're using it, you feel confident. And that in turn helps your company be more profitable, and et cetera. So.
It says here you, right out of high school, you kind of got going. Did you go to college?
Actually, I didn't.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
You can do it without. That's good. Go.
So, no, I didn't go to college for any of my technical knowledge. So I was blessed to be in technology early. So graduated high school in 1998, right as technology was really becoming more of a forefront in the business world and in the personal computer world. And so being able to grow up with technology and learn real time rather than what a classroom would teach me, I was able to then use that experience and that knowledge, and then through different customer service experiences throughout my professional career, I guess you would call it, was able to translate that into a company that all of our clients rave about. They talk about how great we are with responding to their needs in a way that they feel comfortable calling us. So.
I can tell right now you're a hands-on guy, and you can kind of relate to people that are nerds in computer like me, and I really applaud that. And way to go. I mean, I'm really proud of you. I mean, that's a good deal. Way to go.
Thank you.
All righty. Di.
Thank you, Scott. So again, one of our past Sammy Award winners, and quite honestly, an outstanding individual, Miss Zelma Jackson. Zelma, how is everything going?
Oh, just wonderful.
My friend Zelma, we're staying nice.
I haven't retired yet, so it's okay. Well, I am, first of all, I want to really honor, she told me to look at this mic. I really want to honor Sam Jr. This award, I do believe I was the first recipient of the original Sam Vopentess Award, and I was so stunned and proud and so glad to see it's grown immensely like that. So what have I been doing since 2004? I'm still here in Tri-Cities, but more importantly, we started out with Tridec's idea of having historically underutilized businesses, and on board was 20 businesses. As of today, 2016, there's 15 of them still in existence in the Tri-Cities. So that says something
awesome.
for this award.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Sam. And
That's awesome.
I'd like to say I'm so glad to see the young folks taking the gauntlet and moving it forward. Even though I'm not as active in Tridec in Rotary as I used to be, that's what happens, you know. But my spirit is here. Service above self. I'll always be that.
Thank
Okay?
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Iron Mountain Construction Management LLC. Megan Chalk, come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us about your company.
Sure. So Iron Mountain Construction Management started as a conversation and a risk. My husband and I had just gotten married, and we were having a conversation about making an impact in this community where we grew up. He was working on Hanford and I was working at the lab, and we realized that on Hanford there was a specific group of people that were underrepresented, and they were operational project managers. And operations I like to think of as the dirty dirt diggers, the guys that go and do the work, and they are effective project managers because they know how to do the work because they've done it themselves. And so we decided to take a huge risk and pursue that dream to make an impact, to hire operational project managers for the Hanford site, and we have done that for the last 2 years.
Different technologies, different aspects. What's the toughest job to fill that you found out?
I think it is those operational project managers, and that's why the Hanford site was lacking in those kinds of professionals, because they aren't just project managers that are book smart. They didn't just learn it by going to school. They have actually done it, and so that's what makes them effective and hard to find.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. I am too. And I know Mom and Dad are too. Judge Spanner and Mary. And we're very proud of you. And
Thank you.
Zach, kick some butt, okay? Here, you guys. Di, anything else? Okay. How are we doing on time? Almost too good. Okay, the next one, number 8. I3 Global, Chris Lapp. And Chris has had he's got a couple things going, but he'll talk about I3 Global right now. I3, why I3? I just came up on I5 from Pebble Beach. He was down at Daytona, I was at Pebble Beach. Why I3?
I3 stands for Intelligent Implementation Through Integration. And so, like some of the other folks, we kind of focus in more tech-focused areas. And so we started by doing security system work from my past at P&L, where we're doing a lot of integration of hardware, software systems internationally for anti-terrorist support. And so now we are doing that as well as supporting Hanford and MSA in kind of the next phase of Hanford, which is IT support for their various enterprise application setup or systems.
How many people you got employed now?
We went from me on December 1st of this last year to I think about 27 folks now, either internal or on contract, supporting our efforts. And we're also Department of Energy's newest mentor protege, which is a very big honor to receive. Specifically, they've selected us to be their small business they focus on developing over the next few years in the area of IT support. One other thing we have, it's a certification called a Hub Zone, which stands for Historically Underutilized Business Zone, and that's an SBA certification where it's focused on developing areas where people live as well as work that are historically not, have a lot of folks or businesses operating in those areas. So we have another goal beyond that as far as developing areas in the community where historically they didn't have companies or businesses there.
Excellent. One thing that I read in your write-up is you have the highest ethical standards.
Very
now,
high.
that's very important to me.
Yes.
Why don't you give a little rundown on that?
Well, working around here, you come across a lot of different businesses, and sometimes you have bad experiences, and that can leave a bad taste in your mouth. So after my experiences working at P&L and Energy Northwest and learning how high ethical companies work, I strive to do that with my own company, knowing that would probably lead to future success if I dealt with companies and people the right way.
I applaud you.
Oh, thank you.
Keep doing it. You're there already. You'll keep growing.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Do you want to talk to Jackson about how his retirement's going or something like that?
Nah, let's not do that. Let's actually spin up the tech a little bit, and let's talk about an exciting opportunity from one of our past Sammy Award winners, and also talk about ag tech and the upcoming Fabrio. Mr. White.
Oh, no. God, here we go, Gary. You're on now.
Talk about a commercial. We're doing it right here.
Hey, fantastic.
Hello, Gary. Yes.
Hi, Diane.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
A great opportunity, isn't it?
Great opportunity. Hopefully everybody's familiar with the Fabrio Expo, which is the food and beverage retention and expansion event, June the 15th and 16th at Track this year. It's a Northwest food and beverage project focused on food and beverage companies in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, all centered, though, right here in the Columbia Basin. And the goal is to literally position the Columbia Basin as the food and beverage region of the world.
Let's clap to that.
We've got some incredible partners this year. The Hong Kong Trade Development Council is one of our partners. I don't know how many of you folks know, but we signed a memorandum of understanding with them last year, as well as Ulaanbaatar, Inner Mongolia, China. Now, how many of you folks have actually been to Ulaanbaatar, Inner Mongolia, China?
Who wants to go?
Well,
I think Mr. Keller asked a key question. Who wants to go?
I want to go, and you should want to go. It's the potato capital of China. And we've got an MOU with them to kind of work with them. They also want to be the wine capital of China. So there's some good things there. So we're doing some interesting things. It's a food and beverage event that's a little different than anything else out there, and it's going phenomenally well. If you're interested in being a sponsor, which the ports are, thank you very much.
You're welcome. One of your best sponsors right here.
The best sponsor. Exhibitor space is being sold currently. We'd love to get you involved. It's a wonderful event. It's doing a great job positioning our area as an internationally known food and beverage region.
It sounds like an exciting opportunity, Gary. Always good.
It's an amazing thing. Thank you.
I can hear it now. Scott, can I go to Inner Mongolia with Gary to see the wine tasting? Oh, geez. Here we go. He's been to China already once, or twice?
Twice.
Here we go. Get out that travel budget.
Thanks, Scott.
I'm just kidding. Okay, number 9. Thanks, Diane. Number 9, Pacific Crest Planning. Todd Halterman. Todd, come on up. Get this stock market going. I got to retire. I'm going to be on Medicare here in about 4 years. 5, okay.
Good afternoon. You know, I've heard a lot about IT companies today, and Pacific Crest Planning, we're in the people business, so we are experts of people. Did you guys know that 80% of small businesses never sail?
Yep.
80% of all small businesses never sail. So in 1995, when I left being a firefighter and paramedic because we had a death in our family, I helped settle estates, and I found out the flaws in the financial system and how accountants don't interact with attorneys don't regularly interact with bankers or interact with each other, insurance agents don't talk to the bankers or the lawyers, stockbrokers do whatever they need to do to help their clients grow their money, but nobody works together. So at Pacific Crest Planning, the business plan I started 20 years ago was to advocate for people, Not banks, not brokerage houses, not wire houses, but people. So today we're standing in front of you, thank you Lori for the nomination, because we focus on people only. We serve an average of 42 different nonprofit charitable organizations every year with our organization to support people. My partners, Ryan and Kyle, if you'd stand up real quick, they are experts. They are experts in what they do. Thank you. They're one of a few people locally that are licensed to actually be experts and work on the Vanguard plan for many of you out here at the Hanford Project. Ryan heads up initiatives. He's an expertise in defining business owners and helping them understand how to sell and not be a statistic. Kyle spends his time in tax mitigation strategies, because where else can you get a guaranteed return of 25% on your money? By just finding ways to reduce your taxes. But our mission statement says we're devoted to serving our clients and communities, providing clarity and inspiring confidence for you to live your financial future. So what are we doing today? Today we're heading up a project to empower people to get back to living. So if you're suddenly single and have lost a spouse, or you have somebody in your family that's by themselves, we have monthly fun educational programs where we get on a bus and go to Leavenworth. We play bunco at our conference center. We show movies like Secondhand Lions. We're empowering people to come out and be back to living. We invite nonprofits at those programs to introduce themselves to these people, because these people want something to do with purpose. Nonprofits need volunteers and time, and capital campaigns. If you're suddenly single because you're going through divorce, we're working with top attorneys in town to offer educational programs to help people rebuild their life, but plan their life. When I walked up here, you thought it's about the stock brokerage. Frankly, people, if you've got all of your life savings in the stock accounts and the bond accounts, you're making a mistake. That's not planning, that's investing. So having a plan will make you more money and profit. But we're in the people business, empowering people to get back to living through our creative entrepreneurial programs like doing that. And I'm going to challenge everybody here. We're going to start a Generations and Legacy picnic barbecue down at the park. We're doing it for our clients and our families this year. And we're going to help the all senior picnic convert to ask all of you to invite mom and dad and grandma and grandpa down to the park to get back together and have tug of war, dunk tank, three-legged race. And instead of it being a senior picnic, how about we honor legacies and generations? Because that's why we save money. That's why we volunteer. It's about our purpose. But it's about people. So we're in the people business. We're experts of people, and we help plan people's lives. Everything is affected by finances. So of course we talk about that, but it's people first. Thank you.
I don't have anything to say. Hey, Todd. I'm really proud of you. I knew I would like you. My dad was a firefighter.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate it.
Good job.
Thank you. Appreciate
Excellent
it.
job. Okay, this is That Place Pub and Eatery. Teresa Schott, come up here. I don't know Teresa at all. I've never been into their place out in North Richland. I'm probably her best customer.
You have your own table.
I do. Norm, kind of.
Wally.
Anyway, tell us about. I know the story, but tell everybody else.
Okay. Well, I took my husband to the Fox and Bear in January 2014 because they had a hard cider that I wanted to try. I read about it in the paper, and we went, and we had a really good time. And he'd been out at Energy Northwest for 23 years, and I was at Battelle. It seems to be a Battelle theme today. And on the way home, he said we should open a pub. And I said, well, you should quit your job, because he was so miserable the last 2 years. And so I Googled commercial property Richland and found this building was available, and it was in the perfect spot because it was near the lab, it was on the Hanford Drive home, it was by WSU, it was perfect. And so we did. And when we opened that pub, we were the only restaurant in North Richland that offered dinner or beer and wine. Everybody was lunch or light breakfast. And so that's what we did. And Roger, my husband, he's not here today. He is terminally ill. And he always wanted to own a restaurant. He always loved to cook. He was a self-taught chef. And that's why the dandelion is our logo, because it was his wish. And so we offer really good homemade, handmade food. We also do spirits now. We expanded our license. And I love when the Porta Benton boys come in. And it's been a real joy. And once we opened, there's another Italian restaurant up the road called Venezia. They remodeled, put in a full bar, and they do dinner now. Ethos just moved across the parking lot, and they also do dinner, and they have a bar. They did stop serving dinner on Mondays because we do trivia on Mondays, and so everybody's over at that place playing trivia. So, but it's a lot of fun.
Teresa, I'm so proud of you. Way to go. We're going to pray for Roger.
Thanks.
And thank you.
Thanks.
Take care. Okay. Solar Spirits. Now, I haven't been out there, believe it or not, but I'm coming out, okay? I heard about you guys. You were in this deal that Diane Howard was part of, and I think Gary Spanner. And it was kind of an up-and-coming small businesses. You guys wanted to get together. What is it, Di?
Startup weekend, and actually getting ready for our up-and-coming startup weekend. But these were one of the very first winners of that event.
Okay, come up and give us. Why don't you introduce everybody
Sure.
and yourself, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
I'm Brett Spooner. This is Chris Lapp and Kurshed Sharifov.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah, sure.
Now, are you the vodka maker? Come on, you gotta be.
I'm the taster.
Oh. Kilrush guy. I don't know. Maybe I could work in there somewhere.
So yeah, we formed up at Startup Weekend. I'd never met these guys until that event. So we're standing. Everybody here is part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem, and Startup Weekend was one of the first events that the entrepreneurs came forward and helped facilitate to grow local businesses. So you pitch on Friday night an idea, people rally around and team up around an idea, spend the whole weekend working on a go-to-market plan, and at the end of the weekend you pitch to a panel of judges, and you're awarded first, second, and third place. PNNL helped sponsor the first one and provided a mentor-protege program. We actually ended up with second place, and we took advantage of the mentor-protege program as well. So Solar Spirits is a combination of focusing on the craft art of distilling, but we also interface technology, software as well as hardware. So we're using solar thermal in the process of heating up the mash and beer making process, and we're working on converting that process to actually do the distillation as well, which is quite a technological challenge from the solar thermal end. So we're using permethol, and we're actually going to be able to run, hopefully this year, full distillation batches using permethol heated through solar tubes. So that'll be a pretty fun accomplishment this year. And then with our software, we're tracking the whole production process so that we can track how we've created the product from where we source the materials all the way to user feedback at a production metrics level. So
I've got a question for all you guys. I'm going to use the term cluster. Diane. I got interviewed a while back, and I used the term way too much, and kind of like 6 times. But it is out there where you're at. Okay, we've got the TEC building, Technology and Enterprise Center. We've got Shrub Step Brewery. White Bluffs just moved across the way to a new operation. We're trying to get another brewery in there where they left. Okay, don't tell them. And you guys are right down the street. We've got kind of a cluster effect out there, and I think it's a good idea. What do you think? I mean, you think it helps you? Do you think? I mean,
yeah. I mean, when in this industry, people when they come out to plan a weekend, they're looking for a place where they can find multiple locations. So the more that the Tri-Cities bands together to create destinational locations, the better it is for startup and small business to get started. One of the challenges, the overhead of starting a business in this industry, there's a long ramp-up period to get licensed and get production figured out. So the more the ports and the community facilitators of these entrepreneurial things can come together and provide locations like that. I'm slightly disappointed that the Tri-Cities doesn't yet have a true incubator for these industries, and I hope that maybe Tridect and their destinational beverage and manufacturing process will solve that problem, because the more we can offer startups a chance to succeed, the better. And I think that we've started out there where we're located, a lot of small businesses that way. So it's great.
I think it's a great idea, and we are in design for building one of them, possibly Prosser, and one here as an incubator building. Don't know where, but it'll be around somewhere around there. Also, just so you know, do you want to talk?
I'm just going to say something.
Okay, okay. Just so you know, a lot of people live out in Horn Rapids. Come on up.
Get up there.
Live out in Horn Rapids. There's going to be a pedestrian bicycle trail that's going to go all the way from the corner into town. So you're going to get a lot. There's some walkers, there's some bikers. There might be some guys that are crazy enough on a golf cart to come out there. I don't know who that would be, Wally. But anyway, you're going to see more activity out there. And they just tore up about, 50, 100 acres out there to build more homes. So I think you're going to see more and more people out there. Go ahead.
Actually, we got our first bikers last Saturday. They biked to the distillery, did some tasting, and they went to the White Bluffs to get some beer. So we're starting to see some of that. You asked if I make the vodka. I know about our distiller's not here, Jim Babdorf. He has his PhD in chemical engineering, so I think maybe at the distillery now, tinkering with the equipment. So, we're really grateful that he joined the team here last year. And another thing I want to say, the tasting room is open, so I'd like to see you there sometime. Fridays from 4 to 7.
I was just going to ask you when you guys are open.
And Saturdays to 12 to 5. We have 2 vodkas and a gin. Whiskey is being distilled right now as we speak. Hopefully by the end of the year we're going to have whiskey. And then grappa is being, and brandy. So we're going to have grappa, brandy, whiskey toward the end of the year.
Very cool. I know that Diane likes, what is it?
I like the cranberry vodka. I'm looking forward to next holiday season to have the brandy. And oh, by the way, you can pick it up at Albertsons on Gage and Leslie as well.
Yeah. You guys, great job and good comments. You're right. We need to keep things going here. Thank you. All right, that's all for me. Sam Volpentest.
Thank you, Scott. This is always a pleasure for me to be able to give the Sammy Award, named after my father, Sam Volpentest. Luckily, some years ago, Jan Jackson, after we started the awarding of the Sam Volpentest Entrepreneurial Leadership Award, called it the Sammy. So there's the Tony, we've got the Oscar, we have the Sammy. My father started doing businesses when he was 8 years old with 2 paper routes in Seattle. But over the course of his life, he started 9 ventures, 2 in Seattle, 7 over here. The last one that did not really involve too much risk, other than maybe hurting some people's feelings in the other cities, was the founding and startup of Tri-City Nuclear Industrial Council, which later became known as TRIDEC as we know it now. TRIDEC is a huge driver in this community, and that's where he did his most work, probably behind the scenes, going to DC many, many times, trying to bring projects to the area. So we don't count those, but we could very easily. We had introduced some of the other award winners, but I want to make sure that we cover them all, that we were told they'd be here today. If you would stand and hold your applause until I'm done here. Rich Fopel. Is Melanie Hofer here? Good. Please stand up, Melanie. Zelma Jackson, Gary White, and Gary Spanner. These are all the, as far as I know, the attendees here who are previous Sammy Award winners. Thank you again very much. What was that, Gary? Oh, I'm sorry. Bernie, you weren't checked on the list. I'm sorry. The better part is that we have all of these companies that have been making these presentations today. And I've always said in my past remarks it would be great if we had a previous nominee be the award winner. And today we get to celebrate one of those. I think the first time that I can remember. But the Sammy this year goes to the founder of a company called Elevate, which has been continuously growing for over 10 years now. He's an adjunct professor at Washington State University, Tri-Cities branch, teaching entrepreneurship in the MBA program and entrepreneurial management to undergrads. He's on the advisory board of the College of Business at Washington State University, Tri-Cities. He's served as a judge and mentor at Tri-Cities Startup Weekend. Please help me welcome Paul Carlisle, the winner of the Founding Award. Heavy, you might want to put it down and give us a few words.
Well, Gary, thank you very much, guys. I'm totally surprised. I came in today, I paid for my meal, and I sat down just excited to see these award winners because I'm surrounded today with so many people that I've had the opportunity to work with, had an opportunity to employ, had an opportunity to see work together and hash things out at Startup Weekend. It was so normal to be surrounded by this level of talent in the Tri-Cities that when my leadership team showed up, I waved at them like, oh great, they're here too, because it's so great to see some of the people that we've worked with in the past get these awards. It wasn't until my wife showed up and I didn't think she was going to be here when I thought, wait a second, son, I got that little guy. This is a big deal. And I'm so appreciative to stand with such leaders that I've had such respect for in the Tri-Cities and that I've tried hard to emulate and I've tried to carry forward with. Guys, it's very flattering, so I appreciate that. And then if I could just give a big thank you to my wife. A long time ago when I started this business, before I started the business, 12 years ago, I went to an entrepreneurship university in Seattle, and one of the entrepreneurs there said, being an entrepreneur is like a sickness. It's always in your mind. You're always seeing opportunity, and you're always looking at what other people are doing, and you're always getting involved. When I teach at WC Tri-Cities, we call it opportunity blindness, in which you're blinded by so many opportunities that you just simply can't. You have to work hard to separate the good ones from the bad. Well, my wife puts up with that every day. My mind is always on these exciting things. And every single one of these groups here, I think I've known or worked with 8 of the people out of the 16, so over half here today. My mind is on their business too. I had lunch with one of the award winners today. We're talking about how I was thinking about one of the other award winners at a lunch I had just a week ago. So I'm just so excited to be part of this community. I'm excited for the opportunity that all of you have given me to be a part of your lives. And I'm very thankful for the recognition. Thank you all.
With that, President Larry.
Thank you, Sammy. Congratulations, nominees and award winners. I want to do just a little bit of advertising right now for Rotary. On your tables, you'll see these little brochures. And my advertisement is, if you want to become part of and give back to the community, we encourage you to consider joining Rotary, either the Richland Club or any one of the other 5 clubs in the Tri-Cities. If you're interested, just contact us and we'll be more than happy to steer you in the right direction. It's been my honor today to be the president of Rotary and be the lead on this, but I would like to thank Scott Keller, the Port of Benton, PNNL, TriDec, the Chamber, and for their efforts in this annual recognition program. Thank you very much. And